Why the right time to sell never feels right. You have been thinking about it for months, maybe longer. You know the market is good. You know the numbers make sense. You have walked through the house 100 times, imagining it. And yet, something stops you every single time. Not logic, not the market, not the price. Something deeper, something you cannot quite name. What is actually happening inside your mind when the right decision refuses to feel like the right decision? Science has the answer, and once you understand it, everything changes. Number 1. Why you think your home is worth more than it is. Behavioral economists Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky identified a fascinating cognitive pattern called the endowment effect. The moment we own something, our brain automatically assigns it a higher value than the market would. Not because the object changed, but because ownership itself transforms how we perceive value. It sounds like this. I know what the comps say, but this house is different. We put so much into it. It has to be worth more than that. Your home is worth exactly what a willing buyer will pay for it today. But your brain, deeply attached to everything it represents, insists it is worth more. This is not stubbornness. This is one of the most documented cognitive biases in behavioral economics, quietly distorting every number you consider. The memories, the milestones, the meaning, those are real and they are yours. But they belong to you, not to the transaction. Two very different conversations are happening. One about what your home means to you, one about what it is worth to someone who has never loved it. Only one sets the right price. Number 2. Why the money you spent is keeping you stuck. There is a concept in behavioral psychology called the sunk cost fallacy, and it may be one of the most expensive cognitive biases a seller can carry. It sounds like this. I put $80,000 into that kitchen. I cannot possibly sell for less than what I invested. The renovations, the additions, the years of improvements, they feel like debts the market owes you. But the market does not know what you spent, and it does not care. What a buyer sees is what exists today, not what it costs to create it. Acceptance and commitment therapy helps us detach from past investments and refocus on present values and future goals. The question is not what this house cost me. The question is what moving forward makes possible. Two very different conversations are happening. One about everything you have already spent. One about everything that is still ahead of you. Only one leads somewhere new. Number 3. You are already grieving something you have not lost yet. Elizabeth Kubler-Ross discovered that human beings mourn anticipated losses with the same emotional intensity as real ones. Before a single buyer walks through your door, your limbic system is already processing the grief of something you have not yet lost. It sounds like this. Every time I think about selling, I feel this heaviness I cannot explain. Like I am already losing something even though nothing has happened yet. That heaviness is not fear of the future. That is grief for the present, arriving early. Kubler-Ross also taught us that grief is not a sign that something is wrong. It is a sign that something mattered deeply. That heaviness you feel is not a reason to stop. It is evidence of a life well lived inside those walls. Two very different conversations are happening. One about a loss that has not happened yet. One about a life that already happened beautifully. Only one honors both. Number 4. Selling feels like losing a part of yourself. Contemporary neuropsychology has proven that homeowners literally fuse their identity with their home at a neurological level. The same regions of the brain that process your sense of self also process your sense of home. Which is why selling does not feel like a transaction. It feels like a question about who you are. It sounds like this. This house is where I became who I am, where my children grew up, where everything important happened. I do not know who I am somewhere else. Identity is not stored in walls. It is stored in you. Every memory, every version of yourself that grew inside those walls goes with you. Always. Two very different conversations are happening. One about leaving a house. One about discovering that who you are has never lived in the walls. Only one set you free. Number 5. Your brain simply prefers to stay. Nobel Prize-winning psychologist Daniel Kahneman discovered something that explains everything about why sellers hesitate. He called it status quo bias, the brain's hardwired preference for keeping things exactly as they are. Your mind does not evaluate selling as an opportunity. It evaluates it as a threat to a system it has classified as safe. It sounds like this. I know I should probably sell. The timing makes sense. But every time I get close to deciding, something stops me and I cannot explain what it is. The bias never disappears on its own. It only moves when you recognize it for what it is. Not wisdom, not a strategy, just your brain protecting you from change. Two very different conversations are happening. One of the reasons to stay is that feel like logic. One about recognizing that staying comfortable and staying smart are not always the same thing. Only one moves forward. Number 6. Losing always feels bigger than winning. Kahneman and Tversky proved that losses feel psychologically twice as powerful as equivalent gains. When you think about listing your home, your brain does not calculate what you will gain. It calculates, with extraordinary emotional intensity, everything you might lose. It sounds like this. I keep thinking about everything that could go wrong. What if I sell and regret it? What if the next place is not as good? What if I make the wrong call? Those feelings are not predictions about your future. They are your brain's alarm system doing exactly what it was designed to do. Recognizing this does not make the feeling disappear, but it changes everything about what you do with it. Two very different conversations are happening. One about everything you might lose. One about everything that becomes possible the moment you decide. Only one is actually about your future. Number 7. Why you know you should sell but simply cannot. Leon Festinger's theory of cognitive dissonance describes the psychological discomfort of holding two contradictory beliefs at the same time. It sounds like this. I know logically that selling makes sense. I should downsize, move closer to family, use the equity. I know all of this, and I still cannot make myself do it. The tension between what you know and what you feel creates avoidance, and the longer you stay in that tension without resolving it, the heavier it becomes. The dissonance does not resolve itself through more thinking. It resolves through honest conversation about what you actually want for your future. Two very different conversations are happening. One between what your mind knows and what your heart resists. One about what you actually want the next chapter of your life to look like. Only one resolves the tension. Number 8. More information simply makes it harder. Psychologist Barry Schwartz proved something counterintuitive. More information does not make decisions easier, it makes them harder. It sounds like this. I have been researching the market for 2 years. I know every comp in a 10-mile radius. I follow 3 economists and 4 real estate podcasts, and somehow I feel less ready to decide than when I started. Your brain is not confused because you lack information. It is paralyzed precisely because it has too much. Schwartz found that the antidote is not more research. It is constraints. Not what is the perfect decision, but what decision can I make today with what I know today? Two very different conversations are happening. One about finding the one piece of information that will finally make everything clear. One about trusting that you already know enough to take the next step. Only one ends the wait. Number 9. The perfect moment simply never arrives. Clinical psychologist Paul Hewitt's research revealed that perfectionism is not about high standards. It is about fear of failure disguised as high standards. It sounds like this. I just want to wait until the market is a little stronger, until the kids are settled, until we finish the bathroom, until the timing feels exactly right. When a seller waits for the perfect moment, the perfect price, the perfect market conditions, they are not being strategic. They are using perfection as psychological protection. Hewitt found that good decisions made with courage always outperform perfect decisions made never. The sign you are waiting for is not coming. This might be it. Two very different conversations are happening. One about waiting for conditions that will never all align at the same time. One about making a good decision today with the clarity you already have. Only one actually moves. Number 10. Selling does not mean losing everything. Classic cognitive behavioral therapy identifies a distortion called all-or-nothing thinking, seeing situations in absolute terms with no middle ground. It sounds like this. If I sell now, I will regret it forever. I will never find another house this good. This is the only place that has ever felt like home. CBT helps replace black and white thinking with what therapists call continuum thinking. Selling does not mean losing everything. It means trading one good life stage for another, not an ending, a transition. And transitions, as every chapter of your life has already proven, always carry something new. Two very different conversations are happening. One about everything that ends when you sell. One about everything that becomes possible the moment you do. Only one is telling you the truth.
If any of this felt familiar, you are not alone. If you found this helpful, give it a like. It helps more people find us. Subscribe so you never miss an episode. This is Real Estate on the Couch.